Hello and welcome to today's grounding yoga sequence with me, Lucy. We're going to start today's practice in a comfortable seated position. Once you're there, finding a little bit of lift through your spine. And when you're ready, closing your eyes. And taking a couple of breaths just to arrive. Reminding yourself to take today's practice in your own time. Do the things that you need to do to protect your body. And then beginning to become aware of where you are sat. Feeling your connection to the earth beneath you. And as you do this, allow your breath to grow a little fuller. As you breathe, noticing the slight lifting, rising quality of your inhale. And the gentle releasing quality of your exhale. And you might start to exaggerate this slightly in your body, so as you inhale, chest gently lifts, feel that lift up through the body. And as you exhale, a gentle softening, the chest softens down slightly. Inhaling. Exhaling. As you inhale, imagine drawing energy up through the body, up to the crown of the head, drawing this energy up from the earth beneath you. And as you exhale, imagine that energy, that breath, flowing back down through the body, through the spine. Still with this slight exaggeration, inhale, lift, breath up to the crown of the head. Exhale, soften. Let's take two more like this. Inhale. And exhale. Last time like this. Inhale. And exhale. Same idea. This time we'll add some arms. So inhale, drawing your inhale up from the earth, through the body. And now reach the fingertips, find a nice stretch. And exhale, arms all the way back down. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last time. Keep it nice and slow, there's no rush. You have plenty of time today. Exhale. This time, inhale, reach the arms high. Find a little bit of more length through your spine if you can. And exhale into a twist. Bring your right hand to your left knee and your left fingertips just behind you to support. Inhale, lift up through the spine, grow tall. And your exhale guides you into a twist. So drawing that back shoulder round and maybe sending your gaze over that back shoulder. Breathing here. Let's take one more breath. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, maybe deepens your twist. Inhale to come back to center, reach the fingertips high. And exhale, take your twist in the other direction. Your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you to support. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist. breath here, breathing in and breathing out. On your next inhale, come all the way back to center, extending the arms forwards now for our eagle stretch. So crossing your right arm on top of the left, bending at the elbows, and bringing the backs of the forearms together, backs of the hands together. You might stay here, this might be enough, or allow the arms to entwine like ropes here, and maybe you find the fingers at the palm. If this isn't accessible in your body today, no problem at all. Find opposite shoulders, so wrap the hands around the shoulders here. Wherever you are, think about lifting the elbows up and slightly forwards. Inhale again, that sense of energy drawing up through the spine. Lift. And exhale, soften. Maybe drawing the elbows down towards the body a little. Inhale to come back to center, nice neutral spine. Release the arms, send the arms forwards. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, cross the left arm on top this time to find your eagle stretch in the opposite direction. So choosing the version that works best for you. Maybe you're here at the shoulders. Feeling your body in connection with itself as you inhale, lift. And exhale, soften, maybe draw the elbows in towards the body. Inhale to lift. And exhale to release the arms now. Taking the arms down alongside you and taking the feet away now. Taking the feet around to one side to find your tabletop position. Taking whatever journey you need to. And we'll just be here for just a moment as we find our positioning for our child's pose today. So maybe the knees are a little bit wider as you melt your hips all the way back towards your heels. Maybe you prefer to have the knees together. This is a little more supportive for the lower back. So choosing the position that works best for you and your body today, and then relaxing into your child's pose. From here, really extending your fingertips towards the top of your mat. Find a nice stretch through the arms, the shoulders and the back. Releasing the forehead down towards your mat. Take a breath in and a breath out. From here, take your right hand, thread it underneath the left armpit. Back of the hand brushes along the floor. You find a nice twist through the shoulder blades here. And you might like to send your gaze underneath that left armpit too. Keep your hips melting back towards your heels as much as possible. Now you might stay here, this might be enough. Or maybe bringing that left hand, taking it around behind the back and placing the back of the hand on the sacrum. Think about lifting the front of that shoulder up and away from your mat to find a little bit of a deeper twist. If you've got long arms, maybe the fingertips wiggle around to find the top of your right thigh. And then releasing that left hand forwards, unthreading through the right and taking that on the other side. So threading the left arm through this time. Maybe you stay here, maybe this is enough. Or maybe you take that right hand around behind the back. Back of the hand rests on the lower back. Or maybe the fingertips wiggle around to find the top of your left thigh. Breathe in deeply. And then releasing the right hand, sending it forwards. And threading through the left, reaching it forwards. From here, as you inhale, begin to lift your chest, lift your hips, round into your back. Come back into your tabletop, but with a nice rounded back here. And as you exhale, float the heart forwards, lift the tailbone and press the hips back. So a nice fluid cat-cow. Inhale, round through the spine, come forwards. Exhale, lift the tailbone, take the hips back. One more like that. Inhale, round the body forwards, find this nice stretch. This time as you exhale and round the hips back, tuck the toes And lift the hips back and high, come into your downward facing dog. Checking that there's space between the fingers, nice and firm in your foundation, so pressing down through the fingers, through the knuckles. Allowing your heels to melt down towards the mat. Let's take a breath, breathing in. And allowing your exhale to escape through the mouth, maybe sighing. Inhale now, look towards your hands and begin to tiptoe your feet forwards towards your hands, bending the knees as much as you need to, until we find the feet below the hips. And then relaxing over the legs here, find a gentle forward fold at the top of your mat. Take any movement that feels good for you, maybe a gentle sway or rock from side to side. And then coming back to centre, have a look down at the toes, maybe lift the toes, and can you spread the toes, find space between the toes now as you place them back into the mat. Bend the knees even more, begin to roll up through your spine, catch an inhale, stacking the spine really nice and slow. Again, there's absolutely no rush today. Finding a neutral pelvis and then stacking the spine, head comes up on top. Here we are, standing. We're going to take a couple of quarter salutations now, so mimicking our breath from the beginning of practice. We inhale up now through the soles of the feet, again drawing that energy up from the earth, through the body. Inhale, reach the arms up on top, find a nice stretch. Exhale, draw the hands down to the heart center. 2 more. Inhale. Long spine, so as the fingertips reach up, the tailbone reaches down. Exhale, finding our midline, gentle pressure between the hands as we find prayer pose in front of the heart. 1 more just like that. Inhale. Movement contained in breath. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Moving into our half salutations now. We inhale just the same, reach the arms high. As you exhale and the hands come through the heart center, follow the thumbs with your gaze. Bend your knees, hinge at the hips, come into a forward fold. Release your hands all the way down towards the mat. Release the crown of the head. And your knees might be really soft here. We want to find this fold from the hips, not from the spine. So if you're quite rounded in the back, soften the knees even more. We want to find lots of spaciousness with our practice today. And then inhale, find your halfway lift. So slide the hands up the legs. Maybe you even come to the thighs today to find all this length through your spine. And then exhale, fold back into that space. Belly comes down in the direction of the thighs. Catch an inhale to rise up, strong straight spine as your fingers reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Find that midline. Maybe you even press the thumbs gently onto the sternum. Exactly the same again. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, your version. Slide the hands up the legs. Find this connection with your body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll take 1 more and add on. Inhale. Rooting down through the soles of the feet to rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale into your flat back. And exhale, fold. Here, bend the knees, plant the hands. Stepping your left foot back behind you, a nice long stance. We want to find our crescent lunge here. So make sure that that front knee is stacked on top of the front ankle. Here, again, draw energy up. Press down through the soles of the feet. Catch this wave of energy, this inhale to draw yourself up. Reach the fingertips high for your crescent lunge. And exhale, hands to the heart center. So if you're feeling a little bit crunched here in the lower back, maybe soften that back knee, but keep that back heel reaching back behind you. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, turn your back toes out towards the long edge of your mat now. Find your warrior two stance in the legs. Begin to rotate your body around towards the left-hand side of your mat. So we're coming all the way from the front. Follow the thumbs with the chest. Open the chest to the side, and we're opening into the hips now. So we've still got that nice deep fold into the front knee, checking that that front knee isn't going forwards of the ankle. Shoulders are soft. Take a big breath in. Breath out. Inhale, maybe lift the heart slightly towards the thumbs. And as you exhale now, imagine the elbows drawing away from each other. Energy through the arms as you send the fingertips wide. Send your gaze over the front fingertips. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Soften the shoulders, breath in. Breath out. We've got one more here. From here, inhale, straighten into that front leg. Maybe draw your back toes in just a touch. Keep the feet the same. We're going to come into our triangle pose. We start with equal weight through both feet. From here, extend your front fingertips forwards as much as you can. And then when you can't reach any further, release that hand to the bottom leg and reach that top hand up towards the ceiling. If it feels better for you, feel free to place that hand onto the hip instead. Here, drawing energy up through the arch of that front foot, not collapsing into that knee joint. And just be aware of your head and your neck here. So this will change for you from day to day, so making sure that you choose a position in the head and the neck that feels good for you. So maybe gaze is low, maybe the gaze is lifted, or maybe it's nice and neutral today. And then breathing deeply, feeling that nice stretch through the top side of the body. You might stay here, this might be good enough for you today, or maybe we take what we had in our child's pose. So internally rotate that top shoulder and we take that hand around behind the back. Back of the hand rests on the sacrum, the lower back. And again, we draw that top shoulder open. See if you can lean back ever so slightly into this triangle pose. Again, maybe the fingertips wiggle around to find the top of your right thigh, Maybe the hands just on the sacrum, that's okay. Breathing. And then as we inhale, we release that hand high, draw ourselves all the way up using the support of our abdominals. And as we exhale, we soften everything, soften that front knee, rotate the body forwards to frame that front foot. And we step that back foot forwards to meet it. Find an inhale, just slide the hands up the legs to find your flat back here. Just release in the shoulders, find a little bit of length, and then exhale, fold. We come onto the other side, so we step the right foot back, nice long stance. We inhale, catch the wave, lift it up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Tailbone drawing down towards the mat. Inhale, see if you can lift the heart. And as you exhale, open the back toes, warrior two stance, plant the foot into the floor and begin to rotate your body around towards the right now. So really follow the thumbs with your chest. You really open to the side. Nice, generous bend in that front knee. Take a big breath in and a breath out. Inhale. Exhale, draw the elbows apart. Nice, strong arms, energy of the fingertips spreading away from each other here. Find your warrior two. Find your gaze going over the front fingertips. Maybe roll those shoulders back. Breathing here. One more breath. Keep pressing down through that back foot. And then inhale, straighten that front leg, maybe draw that back foot in slightly. Reach as far forward as you can, preparing for your Trikonasana triangle pose. Releasing that bottom hand and finding the top hand reaching high. Maybe the hand comes onto the hip. And again, feeling into the head and the neck, choosing a position that feels good for you. See if you can really encourage that top hip back and open and that underneath hip forward. So really drawing that through. And then again, maybe you take that top hand round behind the back. Open the top shoulder. Really feel the underneath side of your ribs drawing through. You can even take your hand there and draw the ribs through. And then finding maybe that nice twist. And breathing deeply. Nice and strong, grounded in the legs. And then inhale, releasing that right arm, use your abdominals to draw yourself up, press down through the feet to rise up. And then exhale, soften, draw the body forwards to frame your front foot and draw that back foot forwards to meet it. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press down to rise up. All the way now, fingertips reach high. Exhale, hands to the heart center. From here, stepping your left foot back. And we're going to face the left-hand side of our mat. Perhaps that's not ideal for you. Feel free to step the other foot back if that works better in your space. Prepare for a wide-legged forward fold now. So toes pointing forward, toes parallel as much as possible. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a breath in as you lift the heart. Gently squeeze your shoulders and your elbows together behind you. And then exhale, hinging at the hips, begin to fold your body forwards. Allowing the upper body to melt over the legs. And maybe you release your hands now down towards the mat. And feel free to soften the knees if that feels better for you. And at the same time that the body folds down, we're thinking about lifting our sit bones up towards the ceiling just to find a little bit more space in the back of the legs. And just being conscious of the breath entering and leaving the body. Making sure that the breath, the flow of the breath, remains easy and free. And then bending into your knees. Inhale to lift the chest, come to about halfway. As you exhale, hands come to your hips. Press down through the feet, soft knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, turning the toes towards the top of your mat. Step that back foot forwards, finding the feet below the hips. Release the hands, inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, follow the thumbs, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, flat back, your version. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands. Step one foot back, followed by the other. Re-find your downward facing dog. So allowing the belly and the chest to move back in the direction of the thighs. We're really wrapping the shoulders down the back to find this nice space in the chest. Heels melting down towards your mat, maybe even slightly back. Heels extending back towards the back edge of your mat now. Let's take one more breath in. And again, that sighing breath out through the mouth. From here, we'll release our knees into the mat tabletop. Untucking your toes, reaching your hips back. Find your child's pose. We'll take one more breath here. And then walking your hands in towards the knees, draw the body up. Taking the feet out to one side, bringing the legs out in front of you, we're going to come down onto our back. So making sure you've got a little bit of space behind you and releasing yourself down onto your back now. Finding our reclined bound angle pose, so drawing the soles of your feet together, opening your knees out wide. Feel free to place cushions underneath the knees here for a little bit more support in the hips and the knees. And choosing a position that feels comfortable in your arms. Perhaps they're alongside the body. Maybe they're connected to the body, maybe the belly or the chest. Shoulders are drawing down and away from the ears. And feel free to close your eyes as we move towards the end of our practice. We're going to take 3 rounds of breath here. Nice full breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then beginning to draw your knees together. Use your hands to support you if you like. Heel toe your feet out now towards the edges of your yoga mat and drop your knees in towards each other. So knees are holding each other up here, no tension in the legs. And again, relax the arms where feels good for you. 3 breaths here. Last breath here. And taking the arms slightly wider, backs of the hands resting on the floor. And begin to allow your right knee to drop down towards the floor. And as the right knee drops towards the floor, the left follows, and we come into a very gentle twist through the spine. Take it really slowly. When you're ready, inhale, draw the knees back through center. And as you exhale now, the left knee drops in and down towards the floor. Right knee follows, find that gentle twist on the other side. And we'll repeat just a couple of times, moving with your breath. Inhale to center. And again, there's absolutely no rush. And then the next time you come to center, we'll move into our relaxation, our shavasana. So maybe extending your legs now out along your mat. Feel free to bring in a blanket, maybe underneath the heads or underneath the knees. If there's any discomfort at all in your lower back, feel free to plant the feet on the floor, keep the knees bent. Shoulders still drawing down and away from the ears. Take a nice big breath in. and a breath out as you allow your body to completely meet the earth beneath you. Closing your eyes as you allow a wave of relaxation to sweep through your body from the crown of the head to the tips of your toes. And in this moment, try not to do too much, but instead just allow yourself to be. Beginning to allow your breath to grow a little fuller once again. Inviting some movement back to the body, perhaps gently wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rolling the head from side to side. Catch an inhale as you extend your arms up and overhead, point the toes, enjoy a nice stretch. And then exhale to completely release, relax. And when you're ready, begin to roll onto one side of the body. And when you're ready, pressing into the hands, rolling up through the spine. Coming to find a comfortable seated position to close our practice today. Bringing the hands, placing both hands over the heart. And either with the eyes closed or the gaze lowered, taking 3 closing breaths for yourself. Finding gratitude to yourself for your practice today, for showing up and for being as you are, always enough.